What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Betterment Bros podcast. Today is a very special day. We're going to get right into it. Roll the music. What's up, everybody? Welcome back. Like we said, today's very special, Jeremy.
It's a big day, Dal.
Why is it so big?
Well, Dal, let me tell you, there's two main reasons. We're joined today in the studio with our dear. We're joined. We're excited to welcome our dear friend Jerry Armstrong to the studio. Give it up for Jerry, everybody.
Oh, hey.
Jerry's here. Jerry wrote us an email a couple of months back, and we shot her some advice, and now we're here to follow up with her live in the studio. But that's not all, Dallas. What's the second one?
Second reason, folks, is today marks a whole year of the Betterment Bros podcast being a real thing.
Woo!
A whole year. Woo! A whole year.
Whole year, bro. We've done a year's worth of episodes.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
So we're gonna take some time to talk to Jerry, see how she's doing. Also,
do some takeaways,
and also reflect on the year. The three of us, Jerry's listened to every episode and been a very dedicated fan. We've got a lot of dedicated fans.
We got a lot of diehards, dude. I mean,
we got some diehards.
The first two names that come up, they're almost synonymous. It's Jeff Terrell, Jerry Armstrong,
and Sam Gray, and Emma, dude.
And that's very true too.
Yeah, and that's like our top four. And then I guess maybe who would be number 5? It's definitely not either of our girlfriends. We know that for sure.
Is it Katie Sparks?
She kind of fell off.
Oh, Katie.
So we got Jeff Terrell, we got Emma, we got Jer Bear, we got Sam. Probably. Oh, dude. Brian
Powell.
Who were you thinking?
Nobody.
No?
Yeah, you look at the stats way more than I do.
Yeah, dude, I think it is. But that being said, you guys, why don't we kind of pull back a little bit?
Let's pull it back, dude.
Let's get up to about cruising altitude of about 30,000 feet. Okay, and let's look down and just assess the landscape and see if we can't just pick out a nice piece of gratitude. You know what I mean? What do you guys think?
I love that. I think that's a great idea.
Should we make Jerry go first?
Oh.
I don't know. Jared, do you want us to make you go first?
Yeah, I could go first.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, Jerry.
I mean, I can. My 2-minute takeaway
That's
is
right.
definitely not going to be a full 2 minutes, but
That's okay.
So my 5 years sober is coming up.
Oh,
dude.
shit.
Soon. And I get to see my mom right after, and I'm just so excited. I don't see her very often. She lives 2 states away.
Yeah.
So I don't know. She's just been so supportive and wonderful, and I'm just excited to see her right around my 5 years.
Dude, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Great job,
We
Jerry.
should cue that clapping again.
Yeah,
dude.
we'll
That's
cue the
huge.
claps.
That's huge. Yeah. Shout out to Jerry's mom, dude.
I'll send
Yeah.
this to my mom. She'll love that.
Please do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think she would.
Yeah.
I think she'd like
She'd be
it.
stoked. I don't know if she knows how to listen to a podcast, but we'll get her there.
Let's get her there.
There you go. I thought you were going to say, I don't know if she knows I've been sober for 5 years. I was like, really?
No, she knows.
I'm pretty sure she knows.
Yeah,
She knows. That's awesome.
Dude,
I
that's
put her
huge.
through
That is so
it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. So we got a lot of sobriety in the room.
Yeah, we do.
That's epic. Congrats
Yeah.
to Jer. That's huge.
Thanks,
Are you
man.
raising
Good
your
job.
hand, Jer?
No, I'm flicking this little thing. That is not going to sound good on the air.
We're leaving it. I don't
We'll
do
leave
the
it.
editing, but if I did, that's staying.
Yeah, that's staying in
I
there.
thought you were raising your hand to cue me to be like, hey,
Oh,
Jer,
see?
I'm like, what's up with your fucking gratitude?
See this little twisty tie?
Yeah.
I'm just I don't know. Anyways, Dal, what's your gratitude, bro?
Oh, really? Just like that? Okay.
Just like that.
Dude, so I mean, I think the first one, I know we'll get into the show and we'll get into the anniversary of a whole year, but I think for me, the gratitude for the deeper, the higher hanging fruits, as we would say, the low ones we'll talk about, I think.
The stuff at the top of the
stuff
tree.
at the top of the tree, dude, is that back in the day, before I got sober, I was the most my hand's still up. You guys, audience, you guys can't see it. I'm raising my hand for a
He's
fucking
preaching,
minute.
dude. He's
I'm
preaching.
preaching to the high hanging fruit. But back in the day, dude, I was probably the most inconsistent person you probably ever met on planet Earth.
I believe it.
So
Same.
I remember think like the only things I've done consistently, and I don't know, maybe people will disagree, but I feel like I've not used drugs and alcohol consistently. I've gotten to a better place in my life consistently. So like the consistency theme of being able to like produce this podcast and show up and week in, week out, just make it go right and work with you and produce this show has been like, looking back at it now, that's like our first milestone where it's like, fuck, dude, like we've been doing this for a whole year. We've been showing up to these couches in this studio, talking on these microphones for a whole year, dude, just trying to help people for free.
Yeah.
And I'm fucking proud of that, dude.
That's awesome.
Sure.
I'm super proud of you guys.
Thank
you,
I'm
Jared.
so proud of you guys.
Yeah, it feels really good. So, I mean, not to like totally open up that can of worms, but that's one big takeaway. Second big takeaway, Jared can attest to this, is we have an indoor, or not an indoor, it's technically outdoor. We don't have to get into that. In our garage, we have a full-fledged fucking gym. I think I've brought this up a few times.
You should put a picture of it on the gram, dude.
We should. We should put a picture on the gram. But we just kind of, my girlfriend and I blessed it today. The first workout in there.
Nice.
It was really hot.
Yeah.
Not like sexually. like
I don't know. Your girlfriend's really cute.
Yeah, the two of you working out, bro. Like somebody walks by, they're gonna be like, "Damn."
Those are some hot people. Yeah.
Yeah, there's some heat coming out of that gym, dude.
Oh, it's getting hot in here. You know?
Yeah.
Temperature wise, it's very warm in there.
Yeah.
And
what about sexually? Was it pretty warm in there? Or? You don't have to answer that.
Our dog was in there. You know what I mean? So that kind of is like a total like deal breaker.
So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, Jerem, so we'll just throw the mic your way, man. Like,
all right.
What kind of like flowers of gratitude you find this week?
How hard did you fucking bounce out of that garage talk, dude?
Yeah, I fucking did it to myself too.
Yeah, you did, but that's okay, bro. That's all right.
It's another like story of my life. Like, try to be funny and it slaps you in your mouth.
I think it was still funny, bro.
Still funny?
Yeah.
Okay.
Check this out, dude. Yeah, similar thing. Dude, garage workouts do get super hot, man.
God.
Yeah. Totally know what you mean there.
Thanks for normalizing that.
Yeah. No, for sure. Like in our garage, dude, I'm like, yo, I'm gonna pass out right now. I'm not like barely even working out. Got to get some airflow in there. I recommend a fan.
Yeah.
Kind of blow the cool air in, you know.
Should get a fan.
Yeah. Little box fan.
A little box fan.
Yeah, and you just point it inward.
Towards your face.
Get that cool air in there.
Okay.
Anyways, yeah, I've been thinking about the show a lot today, obviously, and my gratitude for it is layered, because also consistency is something that you and I have talked about a lot.
Yeah, of course.
And so I'm definitely proud of the consistency, but more I had a realization. And that is that I'm starting to recognize when I'm doing things, whether or not they are being done out of ego, out of thought and mind, and versus being done out of like my true essential nature.
Yeah.
And it's really interesting because when you look at it, your mind, your ego says you should do that. Right. And when I look at that, where it's coming up with that recommendation of you should do that, it's basically pulling from what you see in the world, what society tells you should do, what your past tells you should do based on your failures, right? But all these things, none of it really comes from who you truly, truly are, right? So when it's like, when I see a Range Rover driving down the road, my mind goes, I'm fucking, dude, I need a different job, right? So that I can afford a fucking Range Rover.
A Rangy.
Right? When I'm like, dude, I should switch careers, right? I should do this, I should do that. It's always because of I'm not measuring up to something from my own past or something that society tells me I should probably level up to.
Fuck yeah.
If that makes sense.
Makes sense.
And that when ideas and actions come from ego, they don't go super good. So when I look back over the last 5 years and I look at all the things that maybe I started and didn't finish, when I look at things that I wanted to start but didn't, and I've been like shaming myself over that, I've recognized that all of those things were born out of ego. But this was not. Here we are a year later. This was only born because I was doing other podcasts at the time, and I don't remember how it came up, but we were like, dude, we should do a fucking podcast where we give advice. And it was just that easy.
It was.
And it was that easy because it wasn't born out of ego. It wasn't born out of thought. It was born out of our essential nature.
Yeah, it just made sense for you guys.
It just made sense. And because of that, here we are a year later. How many emails, how many people, how many listeners,
It's crazy.
And that's crazy, man. That's what I was with today.
I like that. Maybe that's why it's been so consistent.
I think so, because it doesn't take it takes effort, it takes work, but the work isn't, it's not like tasks, it's more a mission, Yeah. And I think that's the big difference between goals and missions. It's like, a goal is like, yeah, that's something, I should probably do that. But a mission is like an internal fucking primal drive that like, I have to do this.
Yeah, this is the direction.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're more like gravitated towards it. You don't have to like propel yourself towards it.
Exactly.
You're just getting pulled in, dude, by your purpose.
And TJ Woodward would be so stoked because, that's really what to pay attention to is like, what am I being pulled to do? What's pulling me in that direction?
Yeah.
Not what am I. There's a big difference between power and force, right? And when I'm forcing stuff, it's ego. But we've never had to force the show. I mean, there's been some times we look at these emails and we're like, oh shit, okay. But it's not like we're like, fuck, like, oh, we got to do the podcast today, And so that was my takeaway, bro.
That's a pretty sick takeaway, man.
Yeah, that was longer than 2 minutes too. So I think we should.
That's okay, dude.
Maybe we should check in with Jerry now and see
what's up with her.
What's she's sitting right here. We might as well,
Jared, it's good to have you in the studio.
Thank you. Good to be here.
So, Jared, you wrote us an email a couple of months back because you were transitioning in your career, your professional path.
Yes.
Do you remember what you talked about in your email?
Oh gosh. I mean, I think it was. I had just left a job that I was at for a long time, and began a just completely new journey in a field that I know nothing about. I still probably know nothing about it. So I
know
more now, though.
I know a little bit more, maybe a little.
It hasn't been that long,
Yeah, I'm
You're pretty new. Green.
And it was like, just things didn't feel as good as I wanted them to feel, and the commute was a really big issue for me at the time, because I didn't have to commute before.
Work was you drove
20
like
minutes.
8 minutes to work?
Well, sometimes 8 minutes. Yeah, when I lived in a different house, but yeah, it was a quick drive. And now I'm driving like an hour and a half to and from. And that was a big deal for me. So,
it's a lot. It's a big shift.
That among like just this huge culture shock of, I left this space that I was in for a long time and really comfortable in, to a space that I knew nothing and didn't know anyone. And, I think I was just making it really hard for myself for those. For the first like week or two, I was just making it really hard for myself.
Yeah. How so? Like with your narrative and stuff?
Narrative, and I was just like, I just had all these expectations that it would be like a similar experience, a similar vibe as what
like
I
at work and
had
stuff.
left. Yeah. And it was super not, and I was just not.
The vibe was not
the
there.
vibe was not the same, and I had. I guess like I've had other jobs, it was just such a huge change after being somewhere for a long time,
It's a big shift.
So I forget exactly what the issue was that I wrote into you guys about.
Pretty much all that.
All of those.
Yeah, it was all that. Yeah.
You're like, hey,
It was just
this is not fun.
Right. It was such a huge transition in my life. And I'm sure a lot of people have gone through that and probably handled it a lot better than I did. But, it was just it's part of my experience, I guess.
Yeah, of course. I think another thing you mentioned in the email too was like almost like regret. Like I feel like because this sucks now, kind of, right?
Air quotes.
Like I made the wrong decision.
That's
like,
right.
It was
that
very
did.
like bouncing back and forth. Like, what did I do and
That's
why?
right.
I remember feeling that first like week and a half of being at my new job. I remember feeling like, did I like make a huge mistake? Like, oh no.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So how you doing now? Let's check in. So it's been 3 months? 3 months?
Well, it's been since February.
Yeah.
5,
March, April,
7.
May, June. So 4 months.
Yeah.
4 months. 4.5.
So a lot has changed since then, and not just with work, with I think the whole world.
Yeah, the whole world.
A pandemic occurred immediately after I got that job.
Yeah, dude.
Jeremy knows about that.
Fuck.
And then too, I was like, oh damn, I made a mistake. Like I didn't have health insurance. When all of that started, because you know how it takes a while for your insurance to kick in at a new job.
Yeah.
I was freaking out.
Do you have insurance at your new job?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Through your job?
Yep. Good bennies.
You got them bennies, dude?
Good
Yeah.
bennies.
Oh, yeah.
Can
The
I
Ben
just tell you
Franks?
guys? Well,
Some of them.
some of those. I got chiropractor insurance. What?
Damn.
Dude, go get your back popped.
Dude, I know. I didn't know that was a thing that you could just get specifically.
Yeah, I thought that was like luxury.
Yeah,
You got a private jet too?
Yeah, I'm living luxurious.
Damn.
Sick bennies.
Dude, sick bennies, bro. Maybe I should switch careers.
Got some sick bennies. My employer takes care of his people in that way really, really well. So
Y'all
I'm
hiring
stoked.
or?
That's awesome.
Actually, yeah.
Oh shit. All right. Well, we'll talk off the air, Jeremy.
I forget where I was going.
We were talking about the pandemic and how you got some sick bennies now.
Yeah,
Yeah,
now things
so-
have changed.
Things have really changed. So for the first little while, I was commuting over there every day, which, wasn't easy, and I imagine I wasn't gonna love it at any time, but I got into a routine of like, I was getting up real early, like 4:30, and just getting ready to get in my car and go over to San Jose, because we're in Santa Cruz. So you go over the hill, and the reason I did it so early is because traffic is a joke.
Yeah, it's crazy.
7 a.m. it's just a joke. So I would leave at like 5, go over there, work out, and then get ready at the gym over there, and then just head to work. And that was working for me. It worked out really well.
I like that you worked in the gym, worked that into the morning routine over there.
Yeah. And
That's sick.
it felt really good for a while.
Yeah.
And then, the pandemic happened.
Yeah.
And my employer, again, just really made it as stress-free as possible. And I forgot to mention that during that time that I was at the office, I like became really fond of the people there, and I had to remind myself that doesn't happen super quick, like you have to give that some time to get to know people and that kind of stuff. And so I did, and I really like them,
That's awesome.
So that helped a lot once I got to know people. There's always that weird period of like, I don't know you, I don't know what you're like okay with talking about,
Yeah.
The shield.
Yeah.
But
Shield.
turns out they're super cool. And my employer has been just really cool about, all the changes that we had to make for
For COVID and stuff.
COVID. Yeah, it's been And now I don't have to commute, which is
Dude.
really nice every morning.
The thing you hated the most ended up going away
I
the
don't
quickest.
have to deal with it. Yeah, it's so nice.
And so when are you going to have to eventually, or are you on like a work from home basis now?
Good question. I don't know. I don't know what's going on there.
I'd pull for it, dude. I'd be like, hey, I can do a lot more in the day if I don't have to spend 3 hours of it driving.
Amen. I'm gonna pitch it. I don't know.
Pitch it. If you
should
need backup,
you should hear Jerry on the phone, dude.
Is it
It's
legit?
like so legit. Yeah.
I've heard Jerry on the phone, and our at our previous employer.
That's true.
I was Jerry's supervisor for a while, and those calls were legit, bro.
Yeah. It's like just A to B. Like, hey, check it out. Here's this. Here's that. Call me back. Here's my number. Like she could be doing her makeup while making the call. I'm like, damn,
Sometimes
that's crazy.
I am.
Oh,
sometimes I am.
Sometimes, but you would never know.
You never know.
Well, Jerry Bear, I'm really excited that that it turned around. I mean, Dal and I believe in our episode we said it probably would.
Yeah.
No, we said it would things would never
Yeah,
get
you
better.
Yeah,
you guys told me my life was over.
Yeah.
So.
oh, that's right. That's right.
Just
that
kidding.
sounds more like us. but yeah, so it turned around. That's awesome. I also like I'm really kind of hung up on the fact that you started going to the gym over there because it's like, man, what a reframe.
Yeah,
like if I'm going to be here, like if I have to be here hella early, I might as well get a workout in.
Yep.
And I think like, for me at least, it's like, it can be hard when you're like in a sticky situation and you're like, this is so non-optimum. It can be hard to like find little ways to make it work, not 100% in your favor, but you're like, this is what I got. How can I spice it up to at least make it feel like I'm winning?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
Doing something productive with that,
I like that. That's
it reminded me straight up of like habit stacking from Atomic Habits.
That's right.
It's like, what am I already doing? Like what's already in the schedule? And how can I throw in what I need to be doing into what I'm already doing?
Right.
And it's like you said, it's a beautiful example of doing that.
Yeah, that's awesome.
It's like, damn, I remember, it was, you came home from work or something and was like, had like a packed lunch and like went to the gym and like already worked. I'm like, damn, dude.
That's legit.
That's huge and quick, very quick. It's very quick, Jer.
Yeah.
Quick turnaround.
Yeah. I just realized, and my boyfriend really was so helpful with it because he was like understanding that it was a huge shift and really hard, but he was like, he helped me realize, and you guys helped me realize too, that like, hey, you're making this harder than it has to be. I think that anybody would have those same feelings and thoughts in that kind of a situation.
Oh yeah.
But I want to be a person that like handles those things well, and I didn't for a little bit.
Yep.
And that's okay.
That's okay.
Totally
Jer.
okay.
And so it was just about like realizing that like I this isn't like what you're used to, but you can still make it okay.
Yeah, and it's hard. I mean, dude, the like that is a battle that I fight all the time of like, dude, this isn't how I want it to be. And for me, like the big shift is like I go into this story of like it shouldn't be this way. And that's a dangerous rabbit hole, because if this isn't how it should be, well then what should it be? And then you start daydreaming, making up the story of how it should be.
Yeah.
And in that story you list off all the little things that aren't right, all the things you don't have, all the things you can't do, right? And I go down that path all the time.
Yeah.
And so now,
Where does that
like,
path lead?
That's exactly what I was doing.
it leads
So
to
hard.
it leads to the shame, the regret, less than, embarrassed, like, and the really tricky part, the peril of that story is that if you're constantly stuck in the what should be, you're never in what is, therefore never in what could be.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And so when I see myself like, it just shouldn't be this way, I have to like stop and be like, dude, you got to pull out of that shit. And honestly, lately it's been a massive struggle.
I bet.
And like really, like I don't have any answers.
Yeah.
But the only thing that works for me is just noticing that that's what's happening.
Yeah. I mean, I think you kind of posed the question. I don't have any answers. I think the biggest solution is kind of like we all are idealists to some degree. Like ideally, this is how things should be.
Idealists, yeah.
And that's just not how the fucking world works.
No, dude.
I think we can all agree with that.
Yeah, exactly. I was so focused on what I wasn't obsessed with. I was like not pumped on, some things, and that was all I could focus on, And that just doesn't lead you down a healthy path,
Yeah. There's nothing to like, there's no solve, It's kind of like Andy Frisell always says, dude, like being an idealist is cool. Like we all want to be, we all have this idea of how things should go, but it actually causes more harm because it's not actually reality.
Right. Yeah, it's not what is.
And you're like you said, you're not here. You're not in what is. You're not doing anything for what is.
Right.
And then once you're like realizing that what is what is.
Yeah.
Like it's not a lot of the time it's not as bad as you thought it was going to be.
Totally.
It's not as bad as the story, and the story is based on all these things from our past, all these things like when you think about it shouldn't be, well, based on what? Based on these societal, norms and requirements, like you have to own a house by the time you're 28 and get married and blah, and and then when you're looking at that, it's like, fuck, I'm a failure, because like I didn't do any, like it shouldn't be this way, it should be that way.
Right.
But that's not what is. So like,
or it's not authentic to who you really are.
Exactly.
I love that, dude. Yeah, I really like that a lot. I think it's kind of funny we're getting into it because that's like a huge topic for the audience listening, who doesn't go through this?
Oh, dude, I don't know anybody who doesn't go through it. Maybe Eckhart Tolle.
Maybe him.
Yeah.
And that's cool.
Yeah, no, he goes through it, but he recognizes
and
that
writes books on how to not do it.
Exactly.
And then we all benefit.
Yeah.
But the thing it makes me think of is like, I try to create like, I guess, excitement or curiosity for like new shit, right? There's people that are like afraid of change and afraid to get uncomfortable. Jerry just raised her hand.
I love change.
Yeah. So I think we've talked about it a lot where like people just don't like change because it's uncomfortable and it's different. And I'm always kind of the guy that's like, but like there's so much new experiences that are about to happen.
Yeah.
And those could be really cool.
Yeah.
And how can you do anything different if you never do anything different?
Yeah.
So I think looking at things that are new or different or hard or difficult, it can always be positive.
That's right.
But you got to be able to see it and you got to be able to get through kind of that first week or that first 2 weeks or just get through that narrative. You know?
Yeah.
And that's the sticky point.
It gets sticky.
And that's not a one size fits all either.
No, and it's hard. And I mean, I'm just pumped that you came out, Jer. And we knew you would. And I think it's been a huge, point of growth. You know what I mean? Like, it's like those, it's like, man, I mean, when people are comfortable, like I know it has been for me where it's like, I was at the same place for 10 years, and there's been times even now where I'm like, oh, fuck, did I fuck up? Or like, but it's like, what? I'm here one time, man. So it's like, fucking, let me get out and do some shit.
Yeah, let me fuck up.
Yeah. Yeah. Also, I'm remembering a memory, and I think it was after our first episode. I think it was after our second episode.
Mm-hmm.
And I sent it to Jerry. Do you remember? You were in your office and I was like, hey, did you listen to our podcast? And you were like, dude, you guys are so legit. Like, this is a real thing. This is like a real thing. You guys are like, actually, this is like going to be a huge deal.
Did I cry?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I cried. I'm a crier.
Yeah. Jerry's a crier.
Jerry cries sometimes.
I'm cool with that.
Yeah, I'm cool with it too.
Yeah. I just cry sometimes, and that's okay.
People cry. It's all good.
Jerry prefer to cry more than she does.
Yeah. Hey, let yourself feel things anyway.
That's right.
But yeah,
that's gonna be the title of the episode.
Let yourself feel things.
Let yourself feel shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's okay. It's not gonna kill you.
Yeah.
But yeah, I remember I was just so stoked.
Yeah.
Stoked for you guys. Oh my gosh. I've known these guys for, 5 years, and it just felt right. It just felt so right. And I was so proud of them.
I love that.
That's probably why I cried.
Yeah.
Thanks, Chair.
Yeah, that was a big deal.
Huge.
Do you remember our first episode?
Yeah.
What was it called?
I don't remember what it was called, but I know that we talked to someone that you knew from back home. that was struggling
with alcohol,
with getting 30 days clean. She get 30 days clean and then want to like revert back to drinking.
Yeah.
We talked about the reward system. Might have been Amy.
I think it was, dude.
I think it was Amy, dude.
Wow. Man, we've talked about a lot of things, bro.
We really have.
We've talked about a lot of recovery. We've talked about habits.
Yeah.
We've talked about creating meaning in your life with Alan Santos.
I was just about to say, so what do we think our favorite episodes are? If you had to pick one.
I mean,
I know what yours is because I know you very well and you just already talked, you just said it.
Well,
maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah.
Which is rare.
Okay. That doesn't happen.
Yeah, that's never happened. But what is, Jerem, we can go around the horn.
Yeah.
And Jerry, you don't have to have a favorite one. Don't worry if you don't.
Oh boy.
What was your favorite episode?
I think.
And why?
Yeah, I think.
Yeah.
I it's a tie for me.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's so many. Oh God, dude, there's so many I love. Like I love the pre-holiday playbook because that episode we just cracked off with so many action items.
I think 11.
Yeah, and we got a lot of really good feedback on that one, and a bunch of people downloaded that ebook. So that was awesome. But I think, I mean, if we're looking at the numbers, well, no, you asked me what my favorite. I think for me, it's a two-way tie.
Two-way tie, okay.
There's no way I can get around it. It's How to Create Meaning in Your Life with Alan Santos.
Yep.
And our episode with Liz.
Yeah.
Where we had her on the air.
Yeah, for the first time live.
Yeah, for the first time. Liz.
Is that kind of why?
Liz, because it was first time.
It's like monumental,
but also
50th episode.
Yeah, like in listening to it, I was like, man, like, I really liked what we said, and I felt like it was really big that she like came on the air, dude. And
it was huge, dude.
You know, she's a new listener, but she trusted us enough to like come on the show. And that just like, fuck, that meant a lot.
Yeah.
And then with Alan, just because I love listening to that episode because you can just hear us all trying to think and trying to be with.
It was like our first episode. We weren't trying to solve anything.
Yeah, we were just exploring.
That one was cool. You guys should do maybe more of that kind of a vibe.
Yeah, I think
not
so.
that I obviously love all of them, but
no, we love the feedback.
We want to do more of that.
Yeah,
it's difficult though because it's hard to do it with just us.
Yeah,
it's way better with a third person.
Yeah, totally. Yeah,
because then you're spitballing,
right?
Like how we kind of are, right? Like how we're all like when we were talking about,
yeah, like how we just went off on the should like it shouldn't be this way,
right?
And we just start riffing, and we could have gone an hour on that.
Totally. Like we weren't solving really. We were just kind of exploring what that looks like for all of us and how most likely the audience has that too.
Totally.
And
other people experience that.
I just love Alan.
Yeah,
he's such a good ass dude.
I listened to that one on a plane to, or maybe from Washington. It was just nice. It felt good. I don't love being on a plane, but that made it better.
Especially when Alan's like, well, it was like we got into like life and death. You're on a plane, and Alan's like, "What do you want to do before you die?"
yeah, that's
it's all quiet.
Yeah,
Jerry's like, "Just land this fucking plane."
I just want to get home.
Rest will be cool.
Yeah. What about you, Jerry? What's your favorite?
Well, obviously the one you guys did for me.
Yeah.
Duh.
Yeah.
And then you know what I loved so much, and I'm probably forgetting a lot of them, but the one with Dal's dad.
Oh yeah, dude.
Oh, I thought it was just so wonderful.
That was so special.
It
like,
was, yeah.
In re-listening to it, like I got a little choked up.
Yeah,
because it was just like the shit that Jeff Terrell said to you about you, and about like what we're doing and stuff, and that like that's a dude. I'm gonna listen to what that dude has to say.
Right? Yeah, he's a dude you listen to.
He's a dude you listen to.
I've never met him, but my heart just loved.
Oh yeah,
loved him.
Loved that.
Oh dude, yeah, that fuck.
That's crazy you said that because that's my favorite episode.
I knew it. Yeah, dude.
You know? Just so there's there's another layer besides just like doing it with your dad, type of thing.
Yeah.
We can edit that out.
I was gonna say wink, wink.
That's not the layer,
Oh shit! Here we go.
So the other so the obvious reasons of like being on a podcast with my dad talking about recovery is like a huge part of our relationship. So that was super cool to do. Just like you guys both said. But the other cool part was like another like technological barrier, like another thing we had to solve. Like Jeremy sent me with half of our gear to Florida, and I had a laptop and I had the microphones and I had the stands, and we connected through AirPods and Zoom, and we had all like, there was so much that went into it.
Yeah, that was big.
That it was huge. It was like this huge production, and it ended up being like just so worth it.
Yeah,
you
dude.
know? My dad's like, how do we do this? And I'm like, I don't fucking know. We're going to call Jeremy.
Yeah, no, that was
right,
awesome.
dude. And we each had an AirPod in.
Yeah.
I had an AirPod in. My dad had an AirPod in, listening to Jeremy through my cell phone, but we each recorded our audio separately through each of our computers.
It was some next level shit, Jer.
Yeah, that sounds like a whole thing.
So that whole thing just opened a door to like this kick-ass episode, you know, of like father son best friend duo, let's talk about recovery, you know. And
I love that episode. I love that episode so much. And when I think about what I've liked about the show, it's like it's the stuff that like, because we work with people, and I love working with people. Like, you could literally come to me with any kind of problem, and I'm like, all right, let's figure this out.
That is so true.
You know, like, I'm into it, dude.
Very true.
The weirder, the better. Yeah. Like, I love it when people open it with like, dude, you've probably never heard this before. And I'm like, oh, fuck, let me get my pen and paper, dude. This is awesome. I get pumped.
Everything.
Yeah, I've heard it all by now, but I like the weird shit. Anyway, but when we're talking about like podcasts, right?
Like, where's he going with this?
I'm about to circulate. Here we go, dude. Okay. Here we go. Strap in. So with the show, what I've liked the most is where it's something that I'm also trying to figure out.
Yes.
Right. So it's like when we think about like how to create meaning in your life, when we think about like, you know, like when people write us about like feeling like a failure, like they're not where they're supposed to be. I have so much affinity for those topics because like I just want everyone to feel important because everybody is important.
Yeah.
And not enough people know that what they do matters and that they're important, you know?
Yeah. It's like a big button for you.
It is. It's huge. It's huge. And the reason for that is because I spent so much time feeling like I didn't matter.
Exactly.
Like everything I do doesn't matter.
And so many people, everybody can relate to that.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, like there's anybody could pick out parts of their life that they wish were different, or they're comparing to other people, and it's not as pretty as this other person's life, you know?
That's right.
Everybody struggles with that.
Yeah, and that's a big one.
Absolutely.
You know? And then like the stuff that we're trying to figure out too, where it's like, dude, I don't know, but like, let's explore. And that's like how I love to give advice.
Absolutely.
Is like just asking a bunch of questions, like, you know, and trying to figure it out, and just like, wow, and what do I get from that? Like, what am I pulling? Wow, I've never thought about it like that, you know? And I think that makes for really meaningful conversation. And even if nobody listened to our show, like even if we had 3 downloads a week, we'd still be doing it.
Yeah, because somehow it always lands right back at like benefiting us.
That's right.
And that's not why we do it, but it's like this weird, you know, like we always, like I think in the episode with my dad, we talked about like service and giving back.
It's like self-care.
Yeah, it's like the most selfless, but selfish thing.
Yeah, dude.
Or like once you start doing for others, you get so much in return. And it's got to be like from a moral compass that's correct. Yeah, you know.
Yeah.
Fuck. Okay, I'm thinking over here.
Yeah.
So just know that.
Yeah,
we should
post on social and see what the audience's favorite episodes are.
Yeah, that'd be a good thing. And the in-home fucking goddamn it, the garage gym.
Yeah, in the garage gym.
The garage gym.
It's hot in there, dude. Dallin Clarkey heating up.
Yeah, dude. Come by for some fucking hot CrossFit.
Yeah, Mike is
come on by.
Excited that he doesn't have to work out in the living room now.
Yeah, dude. Oh man, imagine if you and Mike got in there too, dude. The neighbors are gonna be filming it before long, bro.
He was telling me was it today or yesterday that he would have like sweat shame, like because of sweating in the house. He was like, oh my gosh, does it stink in here? This is the house.
Like did I ruin the downstairs carpet? Yeah,
I believe. Hey man, that's a real thing. I feel it.
So but he's really excited to have the garage.
Yeah, we're talking about audience. We're talking about Jerry's boyfriend, who is fucking just this beast, dude.
Yeah,
like I've never seen someone do sit-ups so goddamn fast in my life, dude. Like I remember one time I'm walking by the gym and there's Mike A just doing sit-ups and I'm like, how do you even get yourself to bend that quickly?
Yeah.
And for so long. And then he's doing the freaking
dude.
The muscle ups, dude. Like not even swinging around or nothing, just like
strictly.
He's like, hey Tom, am I doing it right? I've only done 12 in a row. Is that like a lot or, you know? And I'm just watching like, man, Mike, dude, save some for the rest of us, bro. Fuck, you know?
Yeah, he's a wonderful.
On a serious note, we should get Mike on the show because, I mean, besides like who he is as a person, amazing guy. And I'm not just saying this because he's dating Jerry. He's also my roommate too.
That's right.
And I have a lot of history with this guy, but his story is crazy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the things this guy's been through.
You think he'd come on, Jer?
Yeah, I think he would.
I would love that.
It might take some convincing, but I think we could get him there.
You know, I would love that, and I would love like in looking at the next year of the show, I would love to like get people on like that.
Yeah.
To like share their stories and
that's what I was saying, because I'm like, I know probably our least favorite episode was when we shared our stories because it's very vulnerable, you know. But everyone else is like, fuck yeah, dude, thanks for that. You know?
I think that people so resonate with, and it's cool to have people on to talk about like such major personal growth. And we know so many people that have just experienced just years of upward trends.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. That's a good point, Jared.
Yeah. People love that stuff.
Mike would be a great person for that.
Yeah. I absolutely.
That dude's story is crazy.
That happen, dude. Because I think it's cool, right? Because it's not like I only want him to talk about his story just for fucking like a frame of reference.
Yeah, for sure.
To where he is now.
Right.
Yeah. Right. Because if you missed the background, it wouldn't be as like mind blowing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you wouldn't feel this like, you know what I mean? Like Mike is a guy, when I see him, like I'm proud of him every day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Type of thing.
Yeah, that's huge,
I'm
dude.
proud of that guy.
And honestly, like I love listening to that kind of stuff. Like I love like the field that we're in, right? And I hear about people and their stories and their past.
Of course.
And I look at them and they're like dominating.
Yeah.
And it's just like
the things that people have come back from is just astounding and amazing, you know? And
right.
I think that would resonate so well with so many people, because like we all feel like, even still, like sometimes you're like, God, I'm like really at a low right now in this area of my life. And it's so inspiring to hear stories about people that have come from such low places.
For sure. It gives you it gives you fuel.
Yeah.
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 It bumps me up.
It really does. It really does. So we definitely got to do that.
That's your homework.
That's our homework
for you too.
Get Mike in here.
Get Mike. Get him on the show.
I think between the both of us, we each have different strategies.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We could get him in here.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. I'll catch him on a sick chest pump day.
Yeah, dude.
Like, bro, you gonna be sick?
Yeah.
Like, what, bro? And I'm like, you come do the podcast with us, you know?
Yeah, catch him when he's all high on endorphins, dude. Like,
yeah.
For me, it's on leg day. When I shred my legs, dude, I get so high on like everything.
Me and Mike hate leg day. But
all right, well,
chest day, we're going to get Mike on chest day.
All right, there we go.
Yeah, we have like this affinity for hating it, but we're the guys that just do it still, you know?
Of course. Yeah. Okay, good. Well, fuck. I think we should wrap up. We've been going a while, you guys.
Okay, good. Well, fuck. All right, let's wrap up.
I just looked at the time. I'm like, oh my God.
Oh, wow.
But yeah, I am proud of us.
Yeah.
I'm proud of you, Jer.
Oh, thanks.
For just carrying on, man, and pushing that upward trend, you know?
Thanks.
I'd love to get Mike on the show. Also, if you're listening and you want to be on the show, literally, there's no prerequisite. You could just come be on the show, dude. And I think it'd be awesome, especially...
there is a prerequisite. You have to be generally close.
Generally
to Santa
close.
Cruz.
Or willing to travel.
Right.
Right.
I
But
guess those would be the only two prerequisites.
that's really it, man. We want more of that. I definitely like the energy when there's a third.
Yeah.
Moving forward, let us know like what you guys want more of. If it's like exploring topics, if it's having guests, if it's doing interviews. Like, listen, we're here for you. So, let us know.
That's the message. Yeah, absolutely.
Any other final thoughts there, Dom?
Final thoughts, dude. Final thoughts. I mean, I don't know. I think I just still continue to have this like gratitude for doing this, dude.
Me too.
It's been a huge part of my life. It's been becoming part of like who I am as a person.
That's right.
And that feels good.
Yeah, me too.
I accumulated some shitty qualities,
Yeah.
If you haven't heard that episode, but
Listen to Dow's story.
yeah, it lands so well, dude.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I would not want to be doing anything else. That's
too.
my final thought. Besides, we're stoked that you came, Jer, and we're super proud of you and how far you've come. And top 10 best roommates. Jeremy as well. I've lived with Jeremy as well.
Yeah.
Like the only people I wish that were at our house is you.
Yeah.
And
That would be dope.
maybe my little brother Wyatt.
That would be crazy.
Other than that, it couldn't be a better vibe.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, for sure.
Couldn't be any better.
Jared, what do
my
you got,
final
man?
thought.
You got a final thought over there, Jared?
My final thoughts. Yeah, first, I'm super grateful for you guys. Cause so the podcast at the time like meant a lot to me. It still does. I just listened to it the other day and it like touches my heart,
Mm-hmm.
but just, and beyond that, just being wonderful friends, for so long. You guys have been just solid friends. So thanks for doing that. And I'm super proud of y'all. So keep doing what you're doing.
Thanks,
Hell yeah.
Jer.
Hell yeah, guys.
There we go.
Thank you, Jared. Well, you guys, we're going to sign off with the regular plugs. We no longer have a shitty website. We have a pretty decent website now. And you can go see it at www.betterment-bros.com. If you've got something going on in your life, could be anything. Could be something awesome. Could be something that's a little difficult. You could write us, bettermentbros@gmail.com. If you're not into email, you can hit us on the gram or the Facebook. We're at Betterment Bros. Real easy to remember. You would be absolutely amazed at our level of customer care. When you write us, it is not simply sending a message and getting okay, great, we'll cover it on the show. It is a conversation that is, it's a sandwich, and the bread is compassion, the meat and the lettuce is love and wisdom and support. Okay, that's the sandwich you're eating when you write Betterment Bros on the gram.
I love that.
Also, Dal's a phenomenal cook, so you could imagine how good he is at the sandwich of support that we offer on the gram. I'm not making sense.
That was good, Jeremy.
It's hot in here. So hit us with something, you guys, and we've been known to send books. We've been known to, we have conversations with people that wrote us months ago.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say is when you start the conversation, be ready for it to never end.
That's right. Yeah, dude, like for real though.
Good or bad.
Yeah, it is excellent customer care. And the reason for that is because it's deep. And I was about to just go on a whole thing that's like at least 20 minutes.
Got it.
But the real reason is because this is why we're here.
Yeah.
And that's how we treat it. So no matter what you're going through, hit us up, all right? We'll be there to support you. And hey, if you're like, man, I want to support the bros right now, there's this little thing. It's called www.patreon.com/bettermentbros. You can become a patron of the show so that Dallas and I can keep delivering this content to you guys. That does take a lot of effort and work, and we love it. That's why we keep coming back. But if you want to give back a little too, that's where you can do it.
Also,
Yeah, Dal.
they could give back in another way.
Okay?
Review,
Yep.
feedback,
Feedback.
5
rating.
stars,
Yep.
ratings.
Share it with a friend.
Share it with a friend.
Love it.
Share it with your friends' friends. Share
Yeah.
it with your mom.
Share with your mom, dude. I'm just going to say this right now. Moms love us. They love our show. So I'm getting super hot, dude. All right.
Father's Day's
Moms
coming
do.
up.
Father's Day. Oh, that's right.
Follow up on that, dude.
That's for the Patreon. All right, you guys, we're signing off. Jerry, thank you so much for joining us. Audience, we freaking love you guys. Dal, you're awesome. You're in the books, dude.
You're in the books, man.
I'm looking forward to many more to come. I'm Jeremy Miller.
I'm Dallas Terrell.
Hey, I'm Jerry Armstrong.
We'll see y'all next week.
Jerem just got caught in the rip. He's like, yeah, so my favorite episode, like based off the fucking diagnostics, fuck, it's not for them, it's for me.
Yeah.